Welcome to another episode of the Steal a Moment podcast with me, Michael Lebois. Today's episode is a special Wednesday episode featuring the Trap King himself, Adam Ramey of Dropout Kings. In this episode, Adam and I talk about the state of the music industry, what he's been doing through the lockdown, and some of the unfortunate phases that we've had to deal with in this COVID-19 time, as well as his new company, Push Digital Marketing. I've been fortunate enough to be friends with Adam for the last couple of years and really watch the growth of Dropout Kings and how they've evolved and grown in a style of music that's pretty much their own. They haven't really seen too many bands in that vein. Dropout Kings being a trap metal band with that hip hop influence, kind of like nu metal, but a much better style, in my opinion. We also get into a lot of really interesting things. So I'm excited to see what he can do with Push and then with us. That being said, let Adam and I steal a moment.
What's up, bro?
How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to see you. Glad we could finally make this work out. Sorry about the time confusion. I forget. Arizona's got that no daylight savings thing.
Where are you at?
I'm in Colorado.
Okay, yeah. It's fucking annoying because, like, Arizona's stupid. It's like, yeah, it's PST, but it's like, no, I'm not, though. Like, I'm still my own thing. You know, it's, like, weird.
Yeah, it's the no daylight savings shenanigans.
Yeah. Are we the only state that doesn't do that?
I believe that you are.
How weird. You don't buy that shit. Fuck it. Like,
We don't have any farms out here except, a couple.
Dude, what? Yeah, I was like, there's actually a few, like, weird, like, orange orchards and stuff like that. Kind of like how Cali has for the most part.
For sure. Well, I'm glad we finally get to talk, man.
Man.
Shit got weird last week. It happens to all of us. And then I was like, an hour. But damn, man, we've been talking on Instagram probably for about a year or so now, just randomly hit each other up. And I first heard you guys on that Combat record with Dayshell.
Oh yeah.
That track is filthy. But I went back a couple days ago and I was looking back at some of your old shit when you and Eddie first started together. That cover of Lying From You is legit.
Yeah.
Tell me about, like, what you were feeling when you guys decided to do that and how did Dropout Kings start?
It's kind of weird because the band started off like the tail end of like a different band called The Bad Chapter. That pretty much all of Dropout Kings was in that band previously, except for Eddie. We didn't know him at the time. But so yeah, like that band started kind of fizzling out and I kind of wanted to stay busy. So I was like, I'll do some vocal covers and, do whatever, just post on YouTube. Like, I didn't know. I mean, like, that was like my last try hard thing for music. So I'm like, fuck it, man. Maybe this isn't it, and like, I just kind of did my own thing. I'm like, but I still want to be in music, so I'll do some like covers and shit and whatever. And then like, in the process of doing that, I'm like, well, I kind of want like a real rapper to do like Mike Shinoda's parts. Like, that could be cool. And then like I randomly stumbled across this like AZ Underdog Cypher video that had just like a bunch of local rappers in it that like one of my friends from high school posted. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, I was like, I wonder what's in here. So I like scoped it out and I was like, damn, this guy's actually sick. Like, they're all really sick, but I was like, this guy, like, stands out to me. Like, I need to get this guy for, like, this cover, So, like, I find him, and then, like, I hit him up, his name, and then it's obvious. It turned out to be Eddie. And so I hit him up, and his manager hit me back, who's one of our managers now. And he was like, yeah, dude, he would be super down. Like, let's do it. And so we lined it up and then we did the cover and, it turned out super good. It had a good reaction. And like me and Eddie vibed well. And I'm like, dude, let's make a band out of this. And so we did, and like it was pretty much me and Eddie at first for the most part, and then we like got a couple people in for like temporary times, because like it was weird because a couple of them had, like, one of them, like, I had a few people in the band because it was just me and Eddie, but I had a couple that were just like doing it as a side thing. Like, one of them was already in another signed band, and one of them had like their own record label, so they couldn't really do anything more than what I could, what they were. But so anyways, like, so I wound up integrating everybody from the Bad Chapter into Dropout Kings, and we started making all these songs. And then yeah, Scratch and Claw was like the first song we wrote as a band, and then it turned out to be like the biggest song that we had, weirdly. And yeah, and I mean, dude, we fucking, before we even played a show, like, we had a record deal on the table. Like, it was with Napalm Records, and our first 3 shows sold out. Like, it took off like fucking crazy. So it was definitely just interesting, I mean, but that's the whole start of it, man. That's kind of how it took off. Like, that was pretty much what happened, man. It was all weirdly like just pick up and go, and it was just like, what the fuck is happening? Like, what? It's
yeah,
weird.
dude, when shit just kind of falls into place, you never really understand how it feels. And then,
dude, no. And I mean, I was about to give up.
Yeah. I feel that for sure, man. Like, I've been in that position. I'm in a band now where, like, I was kind of in a position where I did the touring thing. I was in a band that traveled a little bit. I got to tour with Drowning Pool. I got to tour with Seven Dust.
Dude,
like,
that's sick. Dude, we played this show in Dallas, and this guy was talking to me like the whole night, and I'm like, he kept saying he was in a band, but then kept mentioning like all these big tours and shit. I'm like, what band are you in? He's like, Drowning Pool. Like, you're cool as fuck. I was like, you're like the nicest guy ever. You're Drowning Pool, like talking about how good the set was. Like, what? Shut up, you're awesome.
Yeah, dude, those guys
awesome,
are fucking great.
Did you tour with Seven Dust too? That's epic.
Yeah, man, we got to go to Canada with them, which was legit.
Oh, that's cool. Where'd you go in Canada?
We hit Regina, Saskatchewan, or Saskatoon. Both of those are in Saskatchewan. Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg, and Toronto.
Wow, you went a lot of places. I only went to Toronto. Toronto. Fuck, there's another place. I keep wanting to say Ottawa. That's
Ottawa.
Ottawa.
Yeah, I want to go there.
Fucking one more around there. I can't remember. But yeah, Canada's cool as fuck, though.
Yeah.
Canada.
It was legit to do those tours, but like, it was crazy because I was too far in debt. I had to get out. I backed out completely. Didn't play for 2 years. I joined a rock choir, played bass in a rock choir.
That's pretty sick.
And fell back in love with it. So started a new project originally as an acoustic project, and then Gunpowder Empire picked up a guitarist and drummer, and then we've been tracking shit and getting ready to release 2 new singles at the end of this year. So like, I totally feel that, like, finding the right group of people, finding that vibe, and getting in that groove, it happens.
And the weird thing about our band is that, like, it's crazy because, like, most, like, you hear about, like, horror stories about, like, how so many bands, like, can't even stand being around each other. And it's like, bro, like, the crazy thing is not even, like, the fact that we're in a band. It was, like, we've all been friends for, like, years. And, like, yeah, we've been in bands together and stuff, but, like, we've all just been, like, I mean, like, we are the only people that each other hang out with, not just because we're in the band, but, like, we're just friends, So, like, all the little bullshit that happens that can, like, break bands up, like, it doesn't matter. It's like your brother. It's like, dude, I still love you. Like, whatever. You got mad. Like, it happens, Like,
exactly.
Homies. It's whatever,
Right. That's exactly what our band is like. The guitarist and drummer I've known for 25 fucking years. We've been homies for a long time.
25 years? Holy shit.
Yeah, since we were in, like, grade school. So, and
dude, that's pretty sick, bro.
Yeah, and our other guitar player, I was his freshman retreat leader in high school, so I've known him for like 15 years.
Fuck, man, that's crazy. Like, a couple of them have known each other since high school. So a couple of them have known in my band have known each other for longer. But yeah, I've known them for like 8 years.
Yeah, it's how it works.
Fucking 25. So yeah, you understand it though.
Yeah.
Like how the fucking that feels,
Yeah. So I gotta ask you this, because you're the first band I found in this genre. What the fuck is trap metal? And like, where did you guys kind of find that vibe? Because I love it.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It was just one of those things where I'm like, I don't like. It was kind of weird when we were making the music. We just went for so many different, like on the album, we like kind of like shotgunned it and just like scattered it. We're like, we got a super rock banger on there. We got like some hip hop shit. We got like everything in between, you know. So I'm just like, cause I mean, we're all still really young and stuff, and like we're a young band too. And it's like, I mean, we don't fully know, you know, what are we turning into, you know. It's like we obviously know what we think is cool, what we want to play, but like what we are and what we think we are is constantly changing, you know, in a good way. It's just like evolving and, you know, changing our sound to be more mature, I guess you could say. But yeah, I mean, like trap metal, it's weird. I mean, like, cause initially when people were, you know, when we got that deal from Napalm, like they didn't really know how to quantify it. You know, they were saying like new metal. I'm like, yeah, and it is new metal, you know, but I think it's a more modified, like more modern version of new metal, where it's like more modern riffs, like gent riffs and like drop F and drop A and like fucking, you know, like 7-string with like trap beats, you know. And I feel like with trap metal, there's like a couple there's a couple ways you can go. There's like the Ghostmain Suicide Boys style trap metal that are more like singular artist type dudes, and then there's and more on the rap side, but then and like then Scarlord too, you know. But then you have like us, you know, then you have like, you know, there's not a lot of other like bands though that are like that, you know. So I feel like that's part of like, it's weird, yeah, it's kind of like a new genre, but yeah, we put a title on it because we were just like, yeah, it's trap metal, you know. It's like fucking, it's you know. And then we kind of just rocked with it, you know. We're like, dude, we want to be like, it was almost like kind of like a tactic too, you know, marketing wise. I was like, they'll see trap metal associated with my brand, you know, my band, you know what I mean? Like it's synonymous. So kind of like if this genre does take off, and I kind of saw the wave happening, like I saw like you know, like before like the new metal like core stuff started coming out with like the Silers and the, you know, Fever 333s and like all this kind of shit, you know. Like before that it was like Neck Deep, you know, it was like Real Friends and like, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, like, and that was the wave at the time, you know. Now it started, I mean, it's not down, but like they still have their thing, but now it's like the, you know, the new wave is like the new metal shit, you know, from what I've seen. And kind of when we made the band, I kind of like saw this happening and I felt it, and I was like, we got to jump in on this, we got to make our own thing. So I mean, the trap metal really kind of played into that, you know. And obviously it's kind of is what it says, you know. It's like trap beats with like metal on it, like screaming, rapping, you know, all the shit.
Yeah, and dude, the way that
art for adults.
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah. And the thing that I like about it too is that you and Eddie play so well off of each other, and you guys vibe and create this tonality that, especially for me, like hearing Combat initially with Shaylee's cleans in there, and then
I love Shaylee.
Yeah, that shit was ridiculous.
So
and that led me to Scratch and Claw and the whole Audio Dope record and
awesome,
everything
bro.
from there.
I love hearing that because, you know, like aside from like obviously that's one of the reasons we did the song with them is like, you know, like I thought it'd be good for both of us, but then at the same time, like Shaylee's like legitimately one of my, like probably is my favorite singer. So like, and it happened at random getting to work with them. So I was just like so pumped, you know. I was like trying not to fangirl in a way. And now we're like homies, you know. But I was just like, dude, I love, like, dude, Old of Mice and Men, like I love that band because of you. Like I thought your vocals were so unique, you know. And like, and then when you made Dayshell, I'm like, this band is fucking epic, you know. So it was just cool. But no, I appreciate that, bro. I'm glad you liked it too.
Yeah, dude, that track is filthy. And the crazy thing is I loved Dayshell back in the day, and then kind of like forgot about him for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then some of my homies, the guys that actually do the intro and outro for this podcast, their band called Mosaic, they actually opened for Dayshell in Denver. And so I got reintroduced to him. I was like, damn, I forgot how many bangers this dude wrote.
Dude, and, right? Yeah. So many.
And that new record he released early last year is so good too.
Dude, it's so good, bro. I like I mean, obviously aside from Combat, the one I like the most though is which one? Spellbound. I fucking love that song. That shit is heavy as a motherfucker.
I bounce Pressure a lot.
Yeah,
that track is filthy.
Yeah, Pressure's really, he's got some bangers on that shit for sure.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm glad that he's still putting out some good music and doing his own thing on his
Yeah, and
own
he owns
terms.
all of his own shit. Like, that's the best part about Shaylee is, like, he writes everything. He is the entire band, and he owns all of his shit. Like, he doesn't belong to any label. Like, he owns all of his shit. I mean, it's cool. You know,
And
I
you,
respect him for that.
yeah, and you guys are on Stay Slick now, right? Is that the label?
Yeah,
that you
yes.
guys were-
Like, technically, it's called Modern Empire Music now. They
Okay.
rebranded. Yeah. So, but yeah. Technically, we're on that right now.
Nice. So how has this wonderful situation that this country is in right now affected you guys in terms of like creativity and writing? Or have you guys still been trying to generate new material and shit? Or are you guys kind of on hiatus until we can figure out what to do?
Dude, I mean, like, we fucking, bro, since the COVID thing happened, we seriously wrote like 30 songs, bro.
What?
I swear. Like, cause me and the guitarist and me and Eddie it's me, the guitarist, and Eddie are like the primary writers in the band. And like, dude, when we get together in a room, like, dude, if you sit Eddie down and he hears the song, like, I'll usually put my vocals on it first with like a guitar and all that other shit on it. And then he'll usually plug in the verses, or like, I'll be like, you should do the hook on this one, you know? Like, and he'll just go in there. He sits there for 5 minutes, bro. Literally just busts out all of his shit. Like, that's just how he is, you know? So like, we crank through songs so quick because of that. And I mean, I won't tell you like all 30 songs are like full song ideas. A lot of them are like, you know, like a minute long, like idea, you know, but like the meat and potatoes of an idea, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, we wrote out like 30 of those, some full songs. And then like, dude, since this time, like, I've just been marketing bands and stuff, and like really been, you know, working on that. Like, I started like a digital marketing business, and I've been doing that full time and just trying to help people like get their shit on point, also make a living too. So it's just been cool, you know, like doing all that stuff. But it's honestly crazy because like when times get hard like this, it's like it's like the obstacle becomes the path, man. You know, like sometimes something bad happens and that becomes your obstacle, but sometimes that becomes the actual path to like doing cool shit, you know, that you never would have done before. And like, dude, I never would have like went this hard, like just decided to start this whole business if it wasn't for that, you know? So it was cool. Like, it's been cool, you know, like it's obviously fucking terrible that it's happening and I hate it, and not touring is awful. But at the same time, I think we really try to make the best of it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I can speak and attest to the fact that I've been taking advantage of it by creating this podcast, and we getting into the studio and getting those tracks done and getting what we could get done as a band has been kind of difficult, with one member kind of worried about his situation with it. He's got some immuno situations that make it a little bit more difficult for him, but I rep him with every episode. He's got a clothing company here, so I give him his love where he's due. And I'll tell you what, man, we've all been trying to make the best out of this as a band as well. Like the extra time we got before heading into the studio, we rewrote a couple of the tracks vocally and took some risks on it, and then did a lot with we rebranded the names of the songs, and we're trying to play with the image now a little bit and see how that goes. That's one of those things that I think if you can take this time and turn it into a creative matter, you find a way to make, exactly like you said, you make the obstacle the path. And I think that's something that I've talked to a couple other creatives through this whole process, and they've taken this opportunity to rebrand. They've taken this opportunity to write new material, create new ways to keep the band marketed and develop things. What else are you doing outside of DOK right now? Do you have any other projects? You have this marketing company. What else are you doing?
Honestly, that is pretty much it. That shit keeps me really busy. I have like 31 clients right now. So like that, and I'm on like 5-6 calls a day, which is why like whenever it's hard for me to like, cause like it's like my DMs go crazy. So like it's hard to see shit half the time. And then like, and I feel like a dick, you know, I'm like, fuck dude, I'm actually like really responsive. I just suck sometimes. Cause like I'll get distracted and like forget until the next day. I'm like, dude, I actually need to like, I forgot I missed all of these, you know, but then you know, so I mean, like, dude, it gets out of hand quick. So like, I try to stay organized and stuff. But yeah, man, I mean, so that between that and the band, I mean, that's literally what I do full time. You know,
What's the name of your marketing company? If we
it's
can,
called Push. It's called Push Digital Marketing.
Cool. I will.
Yeah.
I'll make sure we put a link in the description for that and get all that out there, bro.
Cool. We're making the website right now too.
Nice. Yeah, that's my next step with this is to make a more legitimate website.
Yeah,
I'm just using.
I have someone that'll do it for really cheap if you ever want one, like fucking fraction of the price most people charge, and it's really good. She's doing my website actually.
Word. I'll hit you up after we're done with this, and I'll see what we do
like
with that.
A couple $100, man. Like some other guy was trying to charge me like $7,000. So I was like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And her quality was like really good too. So
nice. I'll jump on that for sure.
For sure.
So I'm trying to think of what else. So it's really funny. So since I've been in contact with you guys, with you and DOK and everything, I've had a stream of people in like the last 3 weeks who have added me on Instagram, like all within that same vein of music as you guys. Are you guys kind of helping maybe bring some of these other bands to the surface that are starting to make that push?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, totally, dude. Like, I feel like our fan base, too, is really, like, helpful for, like, people because that's, like, kind of how we set our community up, you know? Like, I mean, like, dude, the marketing thing, it's, like, I mean, I'm one of those people because, like, if you work with a marketing company, most times, like, they'll just be, like, here. They give a man a fish instead of, like, teaching a man to fish. I kind of do the latter, you know? I'm like, I'll do this, but I also want to show you like what I'm doing. Like I want you to be able to go into the back end of your Facebook and like it may seem daunting at first, but then by the end of like I usually work on a monthly basis, and it's like by the end of the month I want you to be able to pull that shit up and you know exactly what you're doing. You know, I'm like and whenever one day you're like, hey, I don't even need you anymore. I'm like, dude, fuck yeah, job well done, you know? I mean, if I was super fucking rich, I would do it for free, but it's like, I'm not, you know? So it's like, this keeps me alive, and it also makes me feel good about, like, helping other bands and stuff. And, I mean, dude, I'm truly creating, like, a big network where people are just following others and, like, actively looking for new shit and just, yeah, man. So it's cool that, like, it actually, like, falls into, like, you know, it flows over to you, too, you know? Like, that's dope, and it's cool you even, like, notice that. Like, and by the way, your hair looks really good. I'm kind of jealous, honestly. Like,
thanks,
man.
man.
Oh, that's clean ass cut. I'm not even gonna front.
I had to. So I actually, I think I got it cut like 2 weeks ago.
Damn. It looks like you got it cut like literally a couple days ago.
I cut like 5.5 inches off my head.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. So I had a full pump that went all the way back.
Oh, that's hard as fuck, bro.
Yeah, and I just wanted something simple. So
to the pomp, bro. I could never figure it out, but I wanted to rock it. Like, how the fuck do you do it?
The secret to the pomp is a blow dryer.
Yeah, I always do that, but like I always want to put mine to the side because I feel like it looks better when I put it back. I'm like, I don't know. It like makes my head weird. You can rock it though. It's not fair. I'm jealous.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It took 30 years to figure it out. So
but he trained it well.
Yeah, it took some time. The guy whose hair makes me the most jealous is Matt McAndrew of Slaves.
Nice. Who?
Oh yeah, the girl I go to is great. She's amazing. Yeah. So she's nasty with the fade.
She's got a nasty fade. Shit.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you're ever in Denver, I'll hook you up, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But Matt McAndrew of Slaves has the one that I want the most. He's got like the perfect height.
Fuck, I forgot about that. That is pretty epic.
That dude's got a filthy pomp, and I'm jealous of it.
That is that'd be so hard to manage on tour.
Oh, dude, yeah. So when I was on the road, it fell flat every night. So I just like got it wet, put a little product in it to keep it to hold for like the first 2 songs, and then just let it go wherever it wants.
Dude, bro, you need a fucking hair endorsement for sure, bro. A pomade endorsement, like.
Hey, Layrite, if you're listening, let me know. I use your blue matte. It smells like birthday cake. My girlfriend loves it. Hook it up.
And it's got the girl's cosign. That's the best part, dude. I mean, that's a living testimonial right there.
Yeah, dude, for real.
You need to tag him in this too.
What So I'm trying to think. You guys dropped GlitchGang EP earlier this year, right?
Yeah, April 3rd.
Okay, all right, that's right. That song too is a massive banger. That's on my workout playlist as well.
Dude, I love when people say that. I'm like, I want our songs to be workout, because like honestly, this kind of touches back earlier, but like besides music, I always pretty much worked at a gym. Like when I started doing all the music stuff, so like I had worked in a gym for like the other industry I know besides music is like the gym industry. So like I kind of always wanted like the music to be workout fuel. So I fucking love when people say that. I'm just like, yes, perfect.
Yeah, dude. And that hook though, that glitch gang. Every time I hear that, I go.
I hope you hit the VR every time.
I do. I've been, unfortunately, I left my gym membership. I use bands here, so like I'm happy to just work out in the.
Yeah, and honestly, it's probably nice as shit in Colorado right now too, huh?
Yeah, the weather's starting to cool off a little bit now that it's getting into mid-August, so I'm happy about that for sure.
It's like 116 or something out today. Yeah, man. Terrible.
Arizona's got to be brutal in the summertime. How do you guys manage that? Like,
because once that's over though, the rest of the year is amazing. Like there's a reason why old people retire here. That's all I'm saying. Like, and the thing is like people think Arizona, they just think Phoenix. They don't realize we have like literally just about every ecosystem that like exists in Arizona. It's crazy. You go up north and it snows like a motherfucker. Besides Colorado, I mean, like in Flagstaff, that's like one of the other highest points, like I think in the country, honestly. Like besides Denver, like I mean, I think it's fucking up there in elevation. To be honest.
It is. I have some friends who went to NAU, so I know all about the Flagstaff vibe.
That's what I'm saying. So it's just like you go up north and you got that, then you drive a little further, you're in fucking the Grand Canyon, one of the 7 wonders of the world. Is just there, you know, and then it's like 80 degrees when it's like 116 here, you know. So it's really, Arizona's weird, bro. It's a weird place.
Yeah, because you're in Phoenix, right?
Yeah, I am in Phoenix, where it's hot as a motherfucker. But
yeah, when people think of Denver, they just think, oh god, it must snow there all year round, but they don't realize that we're actually blocked by the mountains, so it's like really nice. Almost all the time.
Oh, dude, I've been to a lot of states, and honestly, and I've lived here my whole life, but I've traveled a lot. But the one state I would live in would be Colorado, and it would probably be Denver because it's fucking amazing there.
Yeah,
I'll take a long way when we're driving just to go through Colorado because it's nice looking, you know.
I appreciate that, man. I'm born and raised here. I was born and raised in Denver, so I appreciate when people love my state, man.
Fuck yeah. Even Grand Junction, like one of the first places we started touring in, we played this show in Grand Junction, and that's honestly been one of like our favorite spots to play. But fuck, dude, like Grand Junction's, it's an interesting place too because it's kind of like a Bible Belt space. It's kind of weird, but like, dude, they love fucking shows because nothing comes, so they'll go to anything.
Yeah, dude.
What's that fucking venue called?
The Mesa?
That's what it is.
Yeah, dude, that place is legit.
The staff is amazing. I love those guys. That venue is incredible. That's one of my favorite places to play, honestly. I love that place.
That green room in the basement there is the nastiest place I've ever been, but it's so dope.
It's so tight, though.
Yeah. Where have you guys played in Denver?
Fuck, that's a good question. Damn. Fuck, I think it was on the OTEB tour. Man,
so probably
name shit.
Would have probably been like, let's see, if it was OTEP, it could have been the Fillmore, the Oriental, the Gothic, the Ogden.
Honestly, the Fillmore sounds familiar.
So just big open space with chandeliers.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's the Fillmore.
Yeah, that place was tight.
Yeah. That's a weird spot for a green room too. Like you have to walk down the stairs.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, now you're bringing back memory. All right. Yeah, for sure. Nah, dude, and fucking, Grand Junction, that green room, I swear, has a shower in it, too, which is super fucking clutch. Yeah,
It
they had a
does.
bunch of shit in there. Yeah, they had like a fridge, a microwave, like all the shit you'd ever want. Like when you've been on the road for like 6 weeks.
And a couch that probably has seen more action than
Oh my
anybody.
god, dude, it was so gnar. I try not to think about shit like that.
Yeah, no. You can't think about shit like that, especially when you're on the road, because if you need to sit down for, even 10 minutes, you can't be thinking about what's happened in said green room ever.
No, fuck no. Absolutely not. We played at the Whiskey A Go Go and fucking it was just epic as shit, like being in those green rooms. I'm like, imagine the shit that went down in this place. Like this, if the walls could talk, bro, like
It
fuck.
would want to forget the 80s.
Oh my god, no, it's all about it. It's like y'all are boring as shit. You're playing fucking Nintendo Switch and Pokemon in this green room. Like you just seen what they were doing.
Oh, is that your jam right now? Are you switching up?
Fuck yeah, bro. I love Nintendo. That's like always been my shit. Like I used to customize like Game Boy colors and put like backlights in the screen and like paint the front covers and like sell them to people.
Okay.
It was like one of it's like just make a little money and it was just fun, like, and I would make custom shit. I'm like, what do you want? And they're like, dude, I want like a Squirtle. And I'd spray paint it like a light blue color and then put Squirtle on the front of it and fucking put a backlight on it so you can actually play it at night because they didn't have them built in back then.
Yep.
But yeah, so I learned how to like solder and all this shit.
Damn, dude, that's awesome.
The shit that boredom does. Yeah, but I'm a huge Nintendo buff though. I love that shit. I'm all about Pokemon, and I played it competitively for a while.
Oh,
and yeah, man. But I like Super Mario Kart and fucking all the shit. I have Skyrim on it too, and honestly, that's been super fucking dope too.
Yeah, I actually I beat The Witcher on mine. I beat Witcher 3 on mine.
That's the next game I actually need to play. A lot of people tell me to play that game, and I fuck with RPGs a lot. So
do it, like legit. So I have it on the PS4, but I liked the fact that I could play it anywhere on the Switch. So
that's why I got Skyrim on it.
Yeah.
Like on tour in this shitty ass 7-hour drive, like, dude, 7 hours on Skyrim is like a fucking blink.
Right.
No?
Yeah. And then so save Witcher 3 for your next tour. Cause that's like, it's like 180, 200 hours.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, for real.
Long boy. Holy shit.
That's
down.
That's what my quarantine has been, is catching up on my library.
That's gonna suck my life away. I'm down. I'm down.
There you go, man. Yeah, no, like that's one of those things. Is like I don't think a lot of people really know that a lot of musicians these days, we have other interests outside of music. Like back in the day, everybody just was a musician. Like I love doing this. I also do sports play-by-play. That's something else I do for high schools here in Colorado.
Oh, really? That's super tight. I didn't know that. Like what? Like all sports?
I do everything from baseball to volleyball.
Even like wrestling?
I haven't done wrestling yet, but that is something that my company does.
That is a lot to learn, bro.
Yeah, that's a
lot.
Did you wrestle?
No, but my girlfriend's brother was a UFC fighter, and he was like a crazy fucking wrestler.
Oh,
and
shit.
Yeah, and then her brother was too. So like I know fucking everything about it. Me and her worked at an MMA gym that her brother owned for a while, so
okay,
I know like way too much about it.
Right on. No, I haven't done wrestling yet, but I did last year. I did baseball, basketball, football, soccer, and volleyball.
That is a lot.
Yeah, and I'll be doing, once sports come back for high school, I'll be doing lacrosse. I'll be doing maybe some more baseball, definitely some more soccer, football, and volleyball. Basketball.
Lacrosse is a sport that scares the fuck out of me, bro.
Lacrosse is?
You have balls to play lacrosse, dude. That ball hits you, dude. Good night.
If someone hits you, good night.
Yeah.
That's
dude,
that's crazy, man.
God, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that shit. I use lacrosse balls to get out knots on my shoulder and my neck. Those are my shit, bro.
Yeah, I use them on my rear end as well.
Oh, dude, the glutes. Oh,
get it out of the
God, bro. I get like the side of my glute that gets really tight because I like sleep with my leg up all weird. Mm-hmm. So like I'll always get like super tense right there. Dude, you know and it goes because because like I get massage too, and this guy's always like, yeah, like your lower back though, because it's kind of like a belt, like your glute and like your like all the pelvis and stuff. So he's like, if one area gets tight, it just overcompensates in another spot, then you're just like holding it there. And then when you get massages, it's supposed to like kind of move the tension from one area to like multiple spots to like spread it out. But dude, I'm telling you, get some active release therapy if that's a consistent problem for you. Fucking changes your life, dude.
I'll have to look into that, man.
Like, dude, it's seriously the best.
I'll definitely have to check that shit out, man.
Glutes, man, it's important.
Yep, I have an IT issue, so that'll be perfect. I'll have to take care.
Hell yeah, man. Yo, so wait, do you do IT stuff?
I
know an IT band
issue. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
No. I'm not technically inept, but I'm definitely not an IT guy. I got people for that.
I'm kind of like in the middle of that with you too. Like I can market the fuck out of something, but I'm like, dude, when you get into like coding and all that shit, I'm like,
nah. I got other people for that. Actually, my guitar player is working on that right now as part of his COVID transition is dealing with some coding stuff.
I think it's cool how everyone just started learning new shit.
Definitely, man. Well, hey, we're gonna wrap this sumbitch up. Throw down anything you want to market, anything you guys have coming up, Instagram, Twitter, anything you use to promote yourself, the band, your marketing company. Spit it out right here.
Follow the band on Instagram at Dropout Kings AZ. Same thing on Twitter. On Facebook, you can just look up Dropout Kings. And then Spotify, you can look up Dropout Kings. We got an EP that we put out in April. It's crazy because we haven't even got to tour off of it yet, so it's been weird, but check that out. Came out in April. And then we are working on some new shit. I don't have a finite date on that, but will be coming at least in the next couple months, I imagine. And yeah, man, other than that, check out Push Digital Marketing if you're in a band or even a small business that needs a little bit of a push. I got you on that. And just shout out to everyone that's out there, grinding, doing their thing through all this crazy shit, it's kind of weird, like through, once again, obstacle becomes a path, we're all just navigating for once in our lives. We all have, doesn't matter how rich or poor you are, you all have the same obstacle to overcome. And, it's one of those things that doesn't really happen often. So it's pretty cool.
For sure, man. Well, dude, Adam, for real, man. Thank you so much for coming on, brother.
Bro. Yeah, thanks for having me on, man.
No problem.
Good. Nice.
And next time when the album's out, when the new shit's out, when anything drops, I'll have you. Maybe you and Eddie can jump on together, and we'll. Yeah,
let's do another one. I was gonna have Stage be on it too, but then he had to like freaking run to his dad's house or something like that.
Shit.
Like, fuck. But yeah, next time though, yeah. Well, I mean, like I was saying, we should have something coming out relatively soon. So like maybe when we do that, we can like do this again.
Yeah, dude. I'll hit you up for sure.
All right, for sure, bro.
Take care, brother.
Thank you, man.
Peace.
It almost feels like someone else is living my life, 'cause it almost